lead, zinc, salt. 66.8% of the people live below $2 a day. Now, the percentage that I'm quoting is 2018 figures, but the minerals are current. I couldn't find any data post-2018, so I'm using 2018. So it may be worse right now, that's what I'm saying. Okay? Adamawa, bentonite, gypsum, kaolin, magnesite. 92.7% of the people are poor. And when I say poor, I'm talking about multidimensionally poor. Do you understand? That means they're not only poor in terms of cash or resources, they're also poor in terms of access to things like infrastructure, hospitals, all those kind of things. That's what it means to be multidimensionally poor. May we not be. So Adamawa, gypsum, bentonite, magnesite, 92.7%. Bauchi, I served in Bauchi State. Gold, tin ore, or cassiterite, columbite, gypsum, wolfram, coal, limestone, lignite, iron core, clay. 88.5% of the people are living below poverty line. 88.5%. It means that out of every 10 people, only 8 or 9 are okay. Only one person is okay. So if I imagine that I come to this hall and I divide it into 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and I say number 10, come out. Out of all of us, only those that came out are okay. Okay? Gombe, which is carved out from Bauchi State. Gemstone, gypsum, 84.1% of the people are below poverty line. In fact, do you know that there are more minerals in the north in Nigeria than in the south? Jigawa, Butals, 95.7% of the people are poor. Kaduna, amethyst, asbestos, aquamarine, clay, flopper, gemstone, gold, graphite, kaolin, ironite, mica, rock crystal, ruby, sapphire, sienite, superantite, tantalite, topaz, tourmaline. 68.6% of the people are poor. Is it making sense to you? Kano, gasiterite. I mean, there are some things names you hear here. Please don't have any ambition to name your children these names. Okay. I mean, there are some things you read about. Can somebody Google for me Kano, something called pyrochlor, P-R-Y-R-O-0, chlor, C-H-L-O-R-E. Can you tell me what it's used for? I wanted to see the potential of Nigeria. Can you speak out? Come forward, please. Come forward. What is useful is what I'm interested in.
Pyrochlor is a mineral that is made of niobium, calcium, and sodium.
Okay.
It is a complex oxide that forms brown to black crystals. The name comes from the Greek word pyr, meaning fire, and chloros, meaning green.
What is it used for?
I can't see.
Who has that information? Does anybody have it? So that we can be faster.
Uses pyrochlor-based materials are potentially attractive as dielectric materials for multilayer capacitors and tunable microwave devices. Pyrochlor oxides are used in pollutant degradation, heterogeneous photocatalysis, regenerative medicine, and biomedical materials science.
Now, do you understand why China is in Nigeria now? In other words, we're the transistor industry, isn't that so? And microwave industry. And if there's pollution in Ukraine, why should they be buying products from? From us, we should be selling what to degrade the pollutants, that's so. Now, that's one of the things. I just brought that out so that you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay? Kebbi, gold, 76.7% of the people are poor. You don't even need to export that. There are enough women in Nigeria to buy gold. If you're a husband, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the husband that doesn't take care of his wife. Okay? Kwara, cassiterite, columbite, feldspar, gold, iron core, marble, mica, tantalite, 56% of the people are poor. Lagos has only 2. It has about 2 or 3 actually, but bitumen and clay are the basic things in Lagos. Only 15.5% of the people are poor. Notice the poverty is not based on endowment. The poverty is based on poor management of endowment. Nasarawa, amethyst, beritex, barite, cassiterite, and charcoal pyrite, clay, columbite, coal, dolomite, rock marble, feldspar, galena, iron core, limestone, mica, salt, sapphire, talc, tantalite, tourmaline, quartz, xeron. 83.5% of the people are multidimensional poor. I can see consternation on faces. Sokoto, clay, gold, no, ocean, let me read ocean. Columbite, gold, granite, talc, tantalite, tourmaline, 36.3%. Sokoto, clay, gold, granite, gypsum, kaolin, laterite, limestone, phosphate, potash, silica, command, salt, 95.7% of the people are poor. Now you understand why Nigeria has security problems? You know, there's a way hunger can chase you. It can chase you from the road, but when it chases you to your house, there's a problem. Zamfara, cotton, gold, coal, 93.2% of, there's a lot of gold in Zamfara. And 93.2% of the people are poor. According to the World Bank estimate, this is 2024 figure, 40.7% of Nigerians live below international poverty line. That's over 80 million people. This is international poverty line now. We're not doing badly, you know. We're one of the 5 countries with the largest number of people living in multidimensional poverty globally. So Nigeria is a mineral dump. You know, what happened was that when God was creating the nations and everything, and he was depositing minerals, so he got tired on day 1, you know, and said, let's store everything somewhere, you know, and then we'll continue the next day. So they stored everything in Nigeria, what will become Nigeria, and then they forgot that they stored things there. And God started manufacturing other things for other nations. Look, there's no country as endowed as Nigeria. Congo is endowed, but not half as endowed as Nigeria. That's why there's war in Congo, and it has never stopped. So if you're in Nigeria, you also know that God is protecting you, because if the war should break out over the resources, there's wahala. But the most potent asset of Nigeria is not minerals. The most potent asset of Nigeria is the people sitting down here today, the human resources. Nigeria dominates Africa, not only because we have the largest population, but because of something in the makeup of the Nigerian. It's resilient, adaptive, creative, confident, hubristic, very assertive, and smart. When other people see chaos, the Nigerian sees opportunity. And a Nigerian is the only person that I can imagine that will go to England for the first time and give direction to the Queen of England on how to get to Buckingham Palace. Saying it to titillate us or something. It's just the truth. I've employed people from different countries, but Nigerians are different. You know, if you go to Ghana, people think that we're too aggressive. I won't say further. Let's say ban me from coming to Ghana. Now, Nigerians do very well abroad, very well. The guy that is $1 in your class, take him to the US, he will come first. So that tells you that the problem is not the endowment. The problem is somewhere else, and we're trying to solve it the wrong way. Let me read some of the usual suspects to you. David Oyelowo, Hollywood actor, isn't that so? Chiwetel Ejiofor, Hollywood actor. John Boyega, Forrest Whitaker, he has traced his ancestry to Imo State in Nigeria. He's African. Anthony Joshua, boxing champion. Adebayo Ogulesina, that man interests me because, I mean, his younger brothers are my friends. And that man owns 6 airports, and his company has an annual revenue of $46 billion. Please don't convert it to Naira. Then there's Dr. Oluyinka Olutoye. Remember him? He's a pediatric surgeon. Famed for he was in Ife. Mrs. Aushika has confirmed we were in Ife together. He was a senior in Ife. He was reading medicine. Yeah. See? So up Ife. He's famed for successfully conducting a sacrococcygeal teratoma in simple English. A woman had tumor, cancer. So they took the baby out of the belly in the uterus. The baby was underdeveloped. They took the belly out of the uterus, put it somewhere for 20 minutes, removed the cancer, and returned the baby back to the womb, and she delivered naturally. That guy wasn't even very serious when we were in Ife. I'm telling you. He partied like crazy. Oh, it was Femi. Okay. Did you understand? This is effortless achievement. Now, there are so many others you don't know I've ever heard about because there's poor reportage. Okay? Let me cite a few. Esther Badijo is a member of the Minnesota House of Representatives in America. Palena Igbokwe is Universal Studios group chair. When you watch your movie and you see Universal Studios, the group chair is a Nigerian. Emeka Okaro is a consultant obstetrician and lead clinician for benign gynecology at St. Bartholomew's and Royal London Hospital, born in Moscow to Nigerian parents. The question, what were the parents looking for in Moscow? Nigerians, I mean, go to Iceland. There'll be one Igbo man selling spare parts there. I'm telling you, and there'll be one Oshun man. Is it Oshun people that drive taxis? There'll be one Oshun man driving taxi there. I don't know how they do it, but that's the nature of the Nigerian. His wife, the wife of this guy that I just cited, Joy Ojili, is a consultant plastic and reconstructive surgeon at St. George's Hospital, England. Now, where is plastic surgery taught in Nigeria? Is there any plastic? Okay, now some of our seniors in Igbobi College, I went to Igbo College and Case College, and these guys took exams without having ever seen a test tube, and they passed with distinctions. Chindu Onuzo, award-winning writer and novelist. June Angelidis, founder, Moms in Technology, awarded MBE for services to women in technology. Do you know that as at 20 or 30 years ago, Prince Adedoyin, who didn't go to school, was awarded the key to the city of London? He didn't go to school. He's a Nigerian. Richard Ferrenter, partner and vice chair, KPMG. Inka Ilori, acclaimed artist and designer, member of Board of Trustees, UK Crafts Council. There are hundreds of thousands more. Hundreds of thousands more. Now, 61% of Nigerian immigrants in the US hold at least a bachelor's degree compared to 31% of the total foreign-born population and 32% of US-born population. This is 2017 figure of Migration Policy Institute. That means that for every 10 Americans that you meet, 6 of them, if they are Nigerian, have a degree, at least a bachelor's degree, at least. 54% are deemed most likely to occupy management position, compared to the population, the general population of 32%. and the total population of 39% were US born. So in every statistic abroad, there's something that we're doing. You know, when I was in secondary school, I made a distinction, okay? I was very tops. And I read for my exams with candle because of NEPA. Now imagine taking me to a country where there is no NEPA. I want you to imagine how I will perform. Now, so how do we discern the will of God for Nigeria? What's the agenda of God for Nigeria? It's quite simple. We can discern God's agenda from Nigeria from these auguries. Number one, judging by the amount of minerals in the country, there are 44, right? It is meant to be a prosperous nation. There should be no poverty. Isn't that so? I'm saying you don't need to be a prophet to discern these things. Isn't that so? Okay? Judging by the diversity of the people, it is meant to be a peaceful, colorful, and multicultural nation. Am I talking sense? Number three, judging by the weather and the terrain, it is meant to be an all-year-round tourist haven. Nigeria combines the weather conditions of Dubai, Europe, and Brazil. Dubai, north, Europe, Jos, Brazil, southwest rainforest. All you need to do is to say, if you want to experience the four weathers, come to Nigeria. Spend 1 week in Lagos, spend 1 week in the north, spend 1 week in south. That's in December, isn't that so? Judging by the forces of nature, it is meant to be a diverse nation, energy diverse nation. The north should be using solar power. The southeast should be on coal. South-side should be petroleum and hydro, and Lagos should be wind turbines and hydro. In other words, our energy policy is not intelligent. Judging by the intellect of the people, it's meant to be one of the most advanced countries in the world, formidable in sciences, IT, law, art, and creative endeavor, a bedrock of innovation. Number six, judging by the drive of the people, it is meant to be a nation of overachievers, successful businessmen, and entrepreneurs. See, let me localize what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that if you are here and you're a businessman and an entrepreneur, it is God's intendment for you to be very successful and build a very viable business. You don't need to pray. You know, people say, God, what you don't need to pray. Anything you like, sell. That agenda will work. If you sell puff, it will work. If you sell musa, it will work. If you sell roasted plantain, it will work. Because there's something that God has deposited inside of you that is not in any other person in the world. Number seven, judging by the resilience and mentalism of the people, it's meant to be a very strong nation, one comparable to Germany. Because the only people that have the kind of mentality Nigerians have are either Russians or Germans. It's only Germany that rose from 2 world wars and reconstructed and became a bigger nation and better nation. Number eight, judging by the religiosity of the people, it is meant to be a very godly nation and a fair and equitable society. Now, so what is the problem? The problem, I'm still going to give you number 9. The problem with Christianity in Nigeria is that it tends to be based on ritual. It's ritualistic. It is not character formative. Do you understand? I can come to church and fast and do night vigil and pray and do everything, and the next week I'm cheating the next person. So there's something wrong with the curriculum of Christianity in Nigeria, where it's not affecting character, it's not changing things. And that solves for you the problem of why the churches are increasing and there's putrefaction going on in the country. Do you understand? Because Christianity has to be reformative, it's not just formula. Am I saying something to somebody? So I'm saying, you know, people think that you can cheat your way to success. No problem. You will get there. But there's a promise that God said that that money that you stole is going to turn into gravel in your mouth. So 2 options when you have gravel in your mouth. Either you break your teeth and swallow it, in which case you still have constipation, or you spit it up, but for to spit it up, it's going to cost you money. You have to buy water. I remember a young man wrote to me the other day and he was into 419. And I had made all this money and built a house and everything, and then the devil started taking everything from him one by one, and all that was left was a bungalow. And he wrote to me and said, what should I do? And I'm wondering, what do you want me to tell you what to do? Number 9, judging by the culture of the people, it is meant to be a very accommodating and receptive country. So I want you to look at the mind map. You have a mind map. So it's meant to be accommodating, capitalist-oriented, resilient, prosperous, multicultural, global, weather, energy diverse, and advanced. That is God's vision for Nigeria. Now, judging by the combination of these human, natural, and material assets, the Nigeria brand ought to emerge. When that brand emerges, it will be the values, because I'm a brand strategist. So the values of the brand ought to be fun, intellect, innovation, and adventure. This is the abstract brand asset of Nigeria. When that brand emerges, so what happens is that if I'm exporting, if I'm from an advanced nation or from a good nation, the equity that is in that nation is supposed to back what I'm doing. So I would not, well, the Nigeria, you succeed despite Nigeria. That's not supposed to be the way it is. That is why sometimes white people are credited with intelligence, even when they are not intelligent. Because it's assumed that the nation that they're coming from is very intelligent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? So those of you that are going into the government, you know what to do. Now, the conceptual brand asset of Nigeria is very clear. It's unity and faith, peace and progress. The only problem is that we say unity and, it's the superscription on the coat of arms. But we don't take it seriously. Where's the unity? Where's the faith in the younger generation? Where's the peace? Where's the progress? So I'm saying as a president, it's not a hard job. Am I making sense? I have just 6 seconds more. Jesus, your job, if you're going to government, is to make these things happen through policy. Policy is a tool of mass production of prosperity. It's a wholesale tool. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. When you go to church, they teach you the principles of prosperity. They tell you sow and reap. Isn't that so? And whatever you sow, you reap. And it's based on the parable of talents. That's so. There was a farmer that went out and was sowing, and those things fell on 4 soils. Isn't that so? 4 conditions. Now, Jesus already said that at the maximum performance level, the best that thing can give you, that's the principle of sowing and reaping, or the seed principle in the church. Jesus already told you that the maximum performance efficiency of that thing is 25%. Because the fourth portion was one that produced, isn't that so? The first one didn't produce, the second one didn't produce, the third one didn't produce, it was the fourth one that produced. So 75% inefficiency, 25% efficiency. Am I making sense? That's standard. Now when you localize it and you domesticate it, it even goes lower. Because if I come here right now and I say, everyone sow 10,000 naira, there will be those that say this one is looking for money. There will be those that will walk out. There will be those who will say, I gave you money last month. There will be those who will say, I don't have. So we are degrading even the 25% efficiency rate. So the only tool, and this is for those who come to church. It doesn't concern the man who is outside there, or outside there, or outside there. So that is not the tool of mass prosperity. The tool of mass prosperity is policy. Am I making sense to you? If my people shall pray and they blah, 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 that has its use. But when it comes to mass prosperity, it has to be policy. That is how China was able to lift people out of poverty, billions of people out of poverty. Policy. As long as a policy is oppressive and it's not encouraging and it doesn't, encourage people to go into enterprise, forget it. For in him who created government, who created policy, and this is why I quarrel with Christians. No, politics is not for us. It's a dirty. You don't understand the Bible. For in him was created the universe of things, both in the heavenly realm and on the earth, and that is seen and all unseen. Every seat of power, now he's talking about Jesus, this passage. Every seat of power, realm of government, principality and authority, it all exists through him and for his purpose. So what is God's purpose for Nigeria? Prosperity. What is God's purpose for Nigeria? Peace. What is God's purpose for Nigeria? Unity. What is God's purpose for Nigeria? Faith in people, faith in the future, faith in our generations. If you want to really change the way things are in Nigeria, pray. But after you pray, take practical steps into the world of politics and governance. Thank you for my lecture.
People, places, and events. These three things will shape your life, or should I say, will shape your call to ministry. The people that you grant access to, the events that you allow yourself experience.